All right, mic check, mic check. Oh, it looks good. Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Gorilla stream. Hi. Just one moment while I adjust the microphone. Give me a second. Like sitting like 5 feet below my face. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I kind of figured with it being this late at night, I'm not gonna worry about setting up a schedule or anything like that. But howdy, y'all. You know, I was planning on maybe doing a few different things, but I finally settled on Elite. Just I don't know. It's just kind of one of those Monday nights. Is Monday, right? I genuinely don't even know. So yeah, we've got some CZs and stuff we'll probably do, but I figured this would be like a decent time to do some just kind of chill CZs and hang out a little bit, just kind of chat. You know, it was kind of a rough day, I think, for a lot of people in the VTubing community. So yeah, we're gonna do our own thing for a little bit. But yeah, you know, later on this week, I don't know about today or tomorrow. By today, it's like after midnight here, so technically Tuesday, I guess. I decided, you know what, if we want something kind of chill to play, I have re-downloaded Shenmue, so we might play a little bit of Shenmue here and there. That might go into the list of games that I start and that I might not ever complete, but I do love Shenmue. It is one of my favorite games of all time. Just the Dreamcast in general, but I have not played it in years. I mean, going on a decade at this point, pretty much since it was new. So I kind of figured, you know, if for something else that might be kind of chill, something kind of easy to just hang back and enjoy, that one will probably be there at some point. So kind of keep an eye out. But yeah, you know, tonight was mostly, you know, just hanging out, watching Ame's, you know, farewell. And yeah, I think it's kind of a rough day out for a lot of people in the VTubing scene, but you know, the show must go on, as they say. As she said many times, you know, this isn't the last that we've seen of her. It's not the kind of graduation that we are used to, that, you know, we're kind of expecting from the idol industry and whatnot. It sounds like, and I've seen it compared to this a lot, it almost sounds like she managed to wrangle up somehow the VTuber equivalent of the WWE Legends contract. You know, they go and do their own things. John Cena and The Rock, they want to kick off their movie careers and all of that, but they'll still show up at WrestleMania every now and then. It's probably the most apt comparison that I've seen for it yet, and yeah, that seems like it's gonna be it. But you know, at the same time, I'm gonna miss watching her just like regular streams, whether it's, you know, the Chronicles of Bosun, or just the random New Year's Eve karaoke kind of stuff. You know, most of us VTubers in the EN scene probably would not exist if it wasn't for Ame, and really just myth in general. I mean, it all stems from Coco, of course, but I mean, I still remember hanging out in Discord. You know, we were all stuck inside 4 years ago, and we ended up making a little channel for these strange streamers using anime avatars, right? And then sure enough, you know, watching Myth debut and Ame's, it was a debut, I guess you can say. You know, I feel like I'm kind of not alone in that we were kind of not necessarily sold on Ame at first with the weird, with their accent and all of that. You know, I think a lot of people in the EN scene just really didn't know what to expect from EN VTubers. Like, are they going to be acting? Are they going to be doing a voice and all of this? And, you know, Ame comes in, and a good quarter of the stream is just vamping to Watson Concoction. It was very strange. But obviously, over the next 4 years, I mean, she's been a pioneer in the VTubing scene. Not only just in the content, but obviously the technical aspects of what goes into VTubing, the creativity. I've always said that I think that out of most of the big EN hollows and just really EN VTubers in general, I feel like my kind of content has always been a lot closer to Ame's streaming style, right? You know, she could be a little gremlin every now and then, but you know, you watch her regular streams, and honestly, she's just having fun. She's genuinely just kind of chill. It's kind of hang out and watch her play some games, right? Like, she didn't really follow a lot of the tropes that come from the VTuber community, right? She's not super lewd. Honestly, she's not super loud. She's honestly just was a very, very chill streamer, just trying to push the boundaries of what could be done technically and try and make good content out of it. And yeah, you know, I'm gonna miss watching her regular streams quite a bit, but whatever she ends up doing next, I'm sure is gonna be a lot of fun. Knowing her, it was probably more of a time thing than anything. We all know that she likes a lot of the 3D stuff and doing stuff in VR chat and doing a lot of the technical things, but at the end of the day, like, you can only do that stuff so fast, right? Like, it doesn't matter how good you are at Blender, at some point there's gonna be the tedious work in it. There's gotta be time to let the computer, you know, bake your new model and all of this stuff. And yeah, it's just, it would be very, very hard to really keep doing that and grow in that while also maintaining a HoloLive streaming schedule. Like, at the end of the day, there's just only so much time to go around, and you know, she had her priorities, and you know, she's got to do what she's got to do. And you know, hopefully all of those future projects she keeps hinting at where she might be a guest star in, hopefully they end up you know, having fun with it, and she's no stranger to us. But yeah, either way, it was just kind of a melancholy night, I think, for a lot of us, not just in the fan community, but as VTubers ourselves. You know, losing someone with such a legacy to the kind of content that we're trying to do, right? But you know, she'll be back in some form or another. Who knows what it'll be? We'll just have to wait and see what the future holds. But you know, it's just one of those nights. It is very much a Monday, I guess you could say. But that being said, you know, it's also one of those situations where it kind of inspires you to kind of keep going and remind people that, you know, the VTubing scene is still here. And even though, you know, we're not pulling hollow numbers or Niji numbers or anything like that, well, I might be pulling Niji numbers at this point, I don't know. But at some point, you know, you just gotta keep going. You gotta keep doing our thing and try and do our best to make our own content, right? Keep growing in our own way. So that's what we're gonna do tonight. As you can see, we've started with a bang. This is pretty much gonna be the stream. I'm gonna be honest. We've got some ops going on. We've got a war going on that we gotta do a little bit of work on. So yeah, we're gonna focus on that tonight. Do a few CZs. I don't know if I'll hop into a high or anything like that. I'm just kind of playing it by ear. Right now I'm just kind of going lazy mode. Lazy mode Corvette. Now that I'm back in the bubble. And yeah, just keeping it simple. You know, I guess I can switch over if we get tired of easy mode. I guess I can switch over to the Python Mark II, which is still easy mode. It's just it takes a little bit more engagement to fly that thing around, right? But you know, aside from Ame's graduation, you know, it was it's been a quiet weekend. You know, I've got most of the week off, so we've got a lot of content to look forward to. Outside of that, I've been rewatching BoJack Horseman again. I don't know why. It's just been really nice to just kind of put it on in the background while I'm getting other things done. I've been doing a lot of crafting in FF14. I finally got back Omnicrafter, so all of my crafters are leveled up. Now I have to decide. Now I have to decide if I want to go back and actually make some crafting gear. I'm not opposed to doing it. Like, it's not like it's really all that hard to make the gear. The hard part are the materia. Because, you know, obviously I've got to overmeld all of that to really make it viable. And aside from just not really having all that much materia to begin with, I think I might have 1/12 of each. Maybe tops. It's not really a lot. It's yeah, you gotta actually have enough to overmeld, so that's gonna be a thing. I gotta decide on that. But yeah, that's most of what I've been doing, is just putting some shows on in the background and just kind of vegging out, getting some of the things done in these games that you know, just kind of like, it's got to get done at some point, right? So okay, well, that guy, he's gonna escape. That's fair. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to blow out his FSD before he gets out. Like, we already won the battle, but I want the money. Okay, well, you know, an effort was made. I mean, I don't want the there we go. Like, I don't want to scan the wake. I don't even have a wake scanner on this one. Oh, by the way, in like 30 minutes, I gotta go and get some stuff out of the oven. So just bear with me a little bit. We'll take a break at about the half-hour mark, 40-ish minute mark. Do a little impromptu mukbang. Here we go. But yeah, it is nice to finally have Omnicrafter back up. Yeah, between that and this, it's been a lot of shows. I don't know. I've been in the mood for just some no thoughts, head empty shows, right? Normally my K-dramas would be part of that, but you know, I have to actually watch the subs. So it's kind of hard to just put on a K-drama when I'm feeling lazy for a weekend, right? Like, I gotta actually sit down and pay attention. I still gotta catch up on Destined for You, or Destined with You, and that one's really good. But yeah, I haven't had a whole lot of time to just sit and watch it. I've been wanting to get some other stuff done. So yeah, I was like, you know what? There's really not a whole lot on Netflix right now that just kind of fills that gap of what I want. Either shows that I actually want to sit down and watch, or, like I said, a bunch of stuff that I need the subs for. So, you know what? BoJack sounds good. It's such a good show. It definitely hits home a lot of truths about Hollywood. very satirical, but there's a lot of truth underneath it too. And yeah, it's just you know, a breezy 30 minutes an episode. Get some stuff done while I get some wars going on. But you know, I have not had a chance. I was out of town on Saturday, you know, getting one of my two trips out of town, right? To go to the big city up north, right? Do that hour and a half drive. That's my vacation, right? I went to a soccer game. It was a lot of fun. We won. We kicked ass. It was my family's first time ever going. It's so hard to drag them to these things. They're like, guys, you would really like it. My dad and my brother didn't care for it. It's very loud and drums going off constantly, right? But my mom had a really good time. So, you know, it's, you know, 50-50, I guess. But that being said, I did not get a chance to watch the live letter. But I have looked at some of the breakdowns of some of the stuff going on, and yeah, really exciting time for 7.1. You know, I'm really looking forward to the chaotic raid. That sounds really interesting. You know, when they said like Savage Alliance raids, I think I was kind of with a lot of other people that thought it would be like the full Alliance raid. So far, they only showed off Cloud of Darkness, so it might be kind of like Unreal's, where it's just one boss at a time. But you get like a full Alliance party in there. That being said, I saw where Yoshi P was saying that he really wanted it to be around extreme level. But then the guy that they asked to do it is the one that does all the savages, and he's like, I can't make anything less than savage. This is all I know how to do. So yeah, I guess it's going to be savage level, which is exciting. I did not get a chance to see if they announced any of the rewards or anything like that. I know that they are going to have at least one more live letter. The patch itself doesn't come out until like mid-November or so just in time for Thanksgiving. A little later than I thought, but that's fine. But yeah, I'm curious what they're going to be doing with the rewards and what exactly we get from it. You know, it's kind of interesting to think about. They don't want to give too many like gear rewards because we already kind of have our raid setups, right? So hopefully it'll be, you know, obviously a mount is always a good possibility. Yeah, some nice cosmetic glams would be okay. But the big news, the really big news, and this is kind of relevant to what we've been talking about on stream, is that they are working on the ability to change the interior of houses to be a different size than the exterior. So like you can have a small house with a large interior, and like, okay, like that changes like everything, right? Like I'm still gonna keep bidding on mediums until I get one, at least for now. They said it would be a ways off. It's not going to be a 7.1 thing, but it is something that they are working on in the future. But you know, once they announce the actual patch for it, you know, we can start looking at some smalls and that kind of stuff. Put in multiple bids for some of these other properties that I've been kind of skipping. So yeah, that's really exciting. I am honestly pumped for that. You know, it just makes it so much easier to get a house. You don't have to sit there and really worry about getting that perfect property or anything. Obviously, I still want a property that's got like a nice location. A beachfront is kind of the way to go, but that's kind of the way to go for everyone, so you're just fighting. But it also means if you don't get that magical property, right, you can still do what you want to do with it. I'm just very curious how it's going to go. You know, there were some other things that he talked about along with a lot of that stuff. Things like having different interior design setups, like base foundations, right? So if you want to get rid of like all of the pillars or something like that in your house and make it a little bit more open to put things down and make your own pillars, like that's going to be an option. They'll have preset templates that you can use for the interior design or the layout. So yeah, big news on the housing front. I am really excited. Like, funnily enough, in all of the breakdowns that I looked at, like I didn't really see a whole lot regarding the story at all. Something with Bakul Jaja, and that was really about it. and I don't even really know the context of it. I saw that the new ultimate is going to be Eden, and they released the key art for that, which will be kind of exciting. I mean, for some people, because I've never had a chance to do a whole lot of ultimate stuff. Please like and subscribe, and we can build our own ultimate team once we get enough viewers. But yeah, so a lot of really interesting things, more than I expected. Which I don't know why, because by this point I should always know that when a live letter comes around, it's always the stuff that you didn't expect that always makes the news. For me, it's definitely the housing this time around. But yeah, it's things that were never like previously announced. But yeah, they'll have that second live letter coming up, probably late October, early November. I would guess the first week of November. They like to do it about 2 weeks before the patch comes out. But that'll be like the non-battle content stuff, non-story related content stuff. Probably get a little bit of info on, I don't know, probably some Crystal and Conflict updates and stuff. I think they mentioned that they're going to be changing around how some of the classes really feel in Crystal and Conflict, but I imagine we'll get a little bit more info on, you know, stuff like the Lazy Life content, what they're going to be doing with that. Maybe a little bit more info on the, come on, there we go. Maybe a little bit more info. I think they said the Pelu Pelu are going to be the first allied tribe. I think that's what they said. It'll be the combat one either way. But yeah, you know, we'll hopefully get some decent info about some of the side stuff coming out. I did like that they are working as well on the housing on expanding how many slots we've got. So instead of 400, we'll be able to do quite a bit more, which is another thing that I think is going to be a big boon to a lot of players. It's just making me super excited for this GPO studio. I really hope that we get one soon. I want to get started on it as soon as possible. I don't know how that would change with the way the new interior stuff is supposed to work, but yeah, I mean, I think they said that if you change layouts or something like that, like everything will be put into storage. But to be honest, I mean, I've said it a few times, like it's really the back rooms, the additional chambers, where most of the GPO studio content will be. So yeah, like if they have to put stuff in storage because I upgrade the interior or something like that, then, you know, that's fine, because that gives me a chance to kind of change up some of the designs, refresh everything. But the additional chambers, as long as most of that stays put, we should be good to go. Come on. There we go. At least these guys aren't being really annoying with chaff. Alright, so I'm guessing we had a python around here somewhere that's been popping me with something. I saw another guy was trying to hit me there. Now, obviously, there's a lot of stuff going on in this game too. There were hints that Colonia might be the next place hit with a surprise Thargoid attack. One of the devs had tweeted out a screenshot of a Thargoid battle, and sure enough, the location was Jacques. So it wasn't Jacques Station. I think it was the Jacques faction, but all of that's in Colonia anyways. And, you know, it could have been for a few different reasons. Some people are saying, you know, maybe it just had a better skybox for the screenshot. But, I mean, that would be interesting, right? I don't know if I would make the trip personally. But yeah, it would have implications for what all's going on and what could potentially be happening in the future, which is kind of nice. There we go. I think he was the one popping me. It's always an eagle. It's always some little competent guy in the smallest ship possible. It is really funny, like reading some of the Reddit comments and stuff. They're like, oh, you know, they only did it in Shin because we're killing the Titans too fast. I think I talked about this last time on stream too, but I still got a lot to rant about it. But yeah, I don't know. The community is very weird when it comes to conspiracy theories about dev, like FDev, and I don't know why. Like, to me, them doing Shinrata, like, that to me says that we're actually behind schedule when it comes to killing the Titans. I think people underestimated just really how many controlled systems the last couple of Titans have and how long it takes to get through them. Because, like, why would they be trying to get so many players back into the game, give them all, like, pre-engineered AXI equipment, if they felt like we were killing things too fast, right? Like, that to me sounds like, uh-oh, we need to get people back into AXI like ASAP. And it makes sense, right? Like, Power Play 2.0 would be a good natural break point for the story, right? Like, that would be the point, in my mind, where they'll finally move away from the Thargoid story and start doing some more stuff with Power Play related storylines. But I mean, that comes out in 3 weeks and we still got 2 Titans to go, one of which might take up to 6 more weeks to get down, right? Like, there's no way that we're going to be able to get Placijo down that fast. It's just not going to happen. So yeah, to me, it sounds like a lot of the community goals related stuff is really about getting things down faster, not about trying to delay us, right? There we go. But the Power Play stuff does sound interesting. There's a few things our squadron is kind of like trying to think about that we're not so sure about. One of the big ones for me is the fact that I guess they're reintroducing like Power Play related security. So if you're marked as hostile in a system, I guess some of the security forces may or may not attack you, which that's kind of dumb. Like, the grand majority of my time is like trading and exploration, right? Like, I'm only even allied with a power to begin with because I want to unlock stuff, and then once that stuff is unlocked, like, I'm gonna be leaving Power Play again. So yeah, it would just be very, very annoying if I'm just trying to dock along a trade route and I start getting attacked because I'm allied to Ashling or something like that, right? And I guess that's how it used to be, and people complained about it a ton, so I don't know why they would be bringing that back. That just, I have no interest in any of that. Like, if anything, that would just keep me from taking part in any of the Power Play stuff. They were also super vague in that Q&A. They really need a copywriter to kind of go over everything, phrase things a little bit clearer. But overall, I kind of like most of what the Power Play stuff said. You know, our squad's a little worried about some of the BGS things that they talked about, namely the fact that a lot of the previously like BGS related things, you know, trading, missions, that kind of thing, will now affect Power Play as well. So obviously, if you're not allied with a power, then it's just straight up BGS. But for those of us that do BGS things, you know, now we have to worry about, you know, a bunch of randos that are allied coming in because they want to do Power Play related stuff and accidentally, you know, affecting the BGS aspects as well. You know, they said that they should be uncoupled, but the way that they made it sound, like, they're not uncoupled at all. Like, one if things affect one, it'll affect the other. Now, I'm assuming, you know, they're gonna have a lot of Power Play related like missions and that kind of thing that really you only do and only affect if you are allied for Power Play. But, you know, for things like trading and obviously like what we're doing right now. Combat bonds, that kind of thing. Stacking massacre missions, that kind of thing. Like, all of that stuff used to previously affect BGS. If it affects Power Play 2 now, you know, all of us that are trying to take care of some systems now have to worry about more randos coming in and inadvertently affecting systems. I mean, we'll deal. It's something we'll manage. We always have, but it is a fair amount to kind of consider, right? And I think I can fit one more in before I gotta go take some food out of the oven. We'll take a break. But aside from that, you know, it sounded like all of the modules will be available for unlock from any power. It's just that the order that they're unlocked is a little different, so you don't have to constantly switch it up. So that's nice. I also do like, and they talked about this when they first kind of announced it, that there's not going to be any decay. You don't have to sit there, like, worry about losing a little bit every week, right? Like, that was always the biggest holdup to a lot of people, I think, when it comes to power play related things. But yeah, that'll be a very, very nice change, not having to worry about that anymore. Okay, come on, get me out of mass lock. I've got 8 minutes. I've got 8 minutes before that timer goes off. Come on, I can do it. I want to believe. I want to believe we can get this done in like 5 minutes flat. It's just a low. Yeah, apparently this is the meta now. I don't know. It's just kind of, it's interesting in my squadron Discord. Because I don't know. They're always trying to read the tea leaves and feel like they overcomplicate things quite a bit when it comes to figuring out how a lot of BGS stuff works. I don't know. They were doing some real wild math to try and figure out what affects like a war win and that kind of thing. And then it turns out like the reality is like a low is 1 point, a medium is 2 points, and a high is 3 points, right? And that would make sense. So yeah, just pounding through 3 lows will get you the same net number of points for a war win as a high, but it takes half the time to do that as it does to do a high. Like if I wanted to do a high, it takes me a good half an hour to do it in this Corvette. You can wing up, and you know, if you got a wing to do it in, that makes things go like way faster. Yeah, slam those highs as much as possible, but you're just doing a solo. Like, I mean, you've seen how quickly we're breezing through these. Like, it takes nothing to go through a low. Yeah, but just a basic point system. Do a bunch of lows. There's no reason to do highs. The only thing that might affect whether or not to do highs is, like, as a tiebreaker, the number of combat bonds you turn in, or the amount of value of combat bonds might be a tiebreaker. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I feel like that's what I said when I first started streaming these. I feel like that's how I had explained that these worked, just for simplicity's sake, right? And yeah, it was just very funny seeing all of the weird math going on to try and determine the most efficient way to do it. And then it turns out like, yeah, it's actually the way I said all along, guys. Like, I don't know. I don't really argue with anyone in Discord. They do their thing, and I'm just like, you know, just point me where you want me to go. I'll start shooting things. I'll let you guys deal with all the math stuff. Whatever works is gonna work. We were worried about, you know, we're always worried about opposition forces and stuff. And, yeah, it's always a lot of guesswork on like, oh, do we have another, like, we have another squadron that's fighting against us right now and all of this stuff. But I feel like in a lot of cases, it's just like one guy got a lot of free time. Like, that's the weird thing with this game, is that it is an MMO. It is very much an MMO, but it doesn't have the same community mindset of a lot of other MMOs, right? Like, this game is very small, obviously, compared to like FF14 or something like that, right? And I feel like the grand majority of the player base has kind of gotten used to the idea that most players are like dads and workers and that kind of thing that are just playing for a couple of hours a night, right? And like to win these BGS systems and that kind of thing, like if our squadron is losing a day, then it's obviously got to be an op4 and several players trying to fight against us, right? And 90% of the time, I feel like it's just one guy that has 12 hours a day to play. Like the concept of someone sitting here and playing this all day is kind of a foreign concept, I think, to a lot of the community, right? It's very weird like that. In other MMOs, it's like, yeah, everyone knows that guy that binges, you know, FF14 for 16 hours a day or whatever, or World of Warcraft. Like that's all that they play. They only work part-time, so they've got a lot of free time, and like that's all they do is they play that game. Whoever could that be, I wonder, right? But here in this game, that's kind of not the standard. So yeah, it's very interesting, some of the discussions that I hear regarding that. But then, you know, on the same side, like it's nice being back in the bubble because I can be that guy, right? Like I can sit here all day playing it, and that's the other thing is they say you need to do this to be the most efficient and all of this other stuff, and I'm like, dude, I can turn this into stream content, stream it for 8 hours straight. Like, you can complain about efficiency all you want, you're never gonna be the guy with a lot of free time. Like, it's just not happening. Not with the way this game works, where everything's just kind of a basic whoever does the most wins kind of system, right? And it really is kind of like that. You know, they do have diminishing returns on certain types of content. So like if you're trying to raise influence, right? There's only so much influence one player can raise per day. Like they have kind of a hard cap, and you can smudge it a little bit by doing a variety of content. But at the end of the day, as just one player, there's only so much you can do in any given system. But with wars and CZ stuff, as far as I'm aware, there is not diminishing returns on it. So if I can sit here for 5 hours straight slamming CZs, like, yeah, I'll probably be able to beat an entire squadron where everyone's only logging in for a couple of hours at a time. It's just how the math works out. You know, if you want to talk efficiency, well, there you go. Yeah, it takes me obviously more time. I'm less efficient at any given moment with my time, but I've got a lot more time to go around, and ultimately that is what's going to affect things in a war more than having the perfect ship or something like that, right? I don't know, it's just my eternal never-ending war that I'm raging against spreadsheet nerds. That's why I created Talking the Red. It's why I will continue to create content like that, to show the average player that you too can have fun in the game if you just ignore what everyone else is saying. I don't know, it's just especially frustrating in a game like this because it is genuinely one of the best space games around. Certainly the best flight simulator for space out there. But in general, it's a very, very unique space game. It's very big, it's very fun. And I think a lot of people would probably be into it. I think they would have a lot of fun in the game. But I think, honestly, the community is sometimes one of the things that holds them back. Like, when it comes to just enjoying space, the community is great. Everyone is just kind of jazzed about discovering new systems and good screenshots and enjoying the vastness of space and scanning plants, right? In that aspect, like, people here just really love space, and that's great. But when it comes to, like, how to play and, like, what you need to do to learn certain things, there's a lot of gatekeeping going on. Like, it's very much a community that's like, oh, I actually have to play this certain way, and this other person's giving bad advice, don't listen to them, that kind of thing, right? And I feel like in a game that is kind of bleeding viewers and having some issues growing, getting back to form, like that can hurt the game more than anything. Because let's be real here, the game does not have the number of viewers, the number of players, the clout that it had when it first came out, and was kind of a direct competitor to No Man's Sky. Now they've kind of split off, and both of those games are doing their own thing. But yeah, I think it's very, very clear that that they need to get new players in and bring old players back. And worrying about whether or not some lobby is being efficient or not, like that ain't it, fam. That's not what's gonna do it. There's always, in my mind, a simpler way to explain things, and it's something that I feel like a lot of the community desperately needs to learn. There we go. You don't need to hit people with a bunch of jargon and a bunch of spreadsheets to explain how the game works. There's always an easier way to do things. All right, just in time. All right. As you can probably hear, head off. Oh God, I'm gonna hit the planet. Oh God, get up, pull up, pull up, pull up. There we go. There we go. Now we're fine. We're fine. I get for looking away for 2 seconds. That's all right. I could probably stand a couple more minutes. Now, this one does have an SEO on it. I've been meaning to put one on, but I kept getting distracted. I don't know if I streamed since the last ship that I bought, but I bought an exploration vet. I bought and kitted out an exploration vet. So, you know, that's another situation, right? That I feel is relevant, because everyone's like, oh, you know, the smaller ships are easier to handle. You know, don't use a large ship for exobiology. Can't land on the planets. So yeah, I went ahead and bought and kitted out an exploration vet, and you know what? I made several hundred million with that exploration vet and landing on some planets, scanning some plants. It's not like I have to worry about too much of it. The auto dock is the one that handles most of the landing for me. Why do I have to worry about whether or not it's easier not to land? All right, so we're gonna be doing this again, I guess. To deal with the old security forces. At some point, I probably need to head out and repair my rep. There's a couple neighboring systems that have this faction that I can hopefully do a little bit with. Just pay them some money and make them go away. I did see one person on Reddit that was like, you know what? I'm very lazy, but I'm also very rich, so that's how I ground out my vet. You know what? If you got the money, by all means, just pay those rep reward missions, right? I probably would have done the same. I mean, we got what, a couple tiers into that rep grind. I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna pay these guys like 20 million at a time. Just do it that way. All right, I'm gonna turn on the auto dock, and yeah, give me like 5 minutes or so. I gotta go take this thing out of the oven, and I'm gonna eat. So yeah, I'll be right back. so hot. It's just a TV dinner. It's nothing big. It's good old hungry man. As the TV dinner connoisseur, the hungry mans are the way to go. They're filling. They got a little bit of everything. But as when I've got the chicken fingers and cheese fries. Probably my favorite one. It's not healthy for you at all, but they're so hard to find around here. I don't know why. They used to have them everywhere, and then I don't know if Hungry Man just like changed up their distribution or stopped making them as much or what. But yeah, I can't ever get them around here anymore. It's just one of those things that's like, I can make it in the middle of the night. It's super easy, just pop it in the oven. I don't have to worry about cooking anything. Usually save a few TV dinners back in the evening so that I can eat can eat at our real VTuber hours, right? So let's go take a look. We're just gonna sit and enjoy for a little bit. It's gonna take me a few minutes to eat. I gotta say, I do like the Odyssey content quite a bit, more than I thought. I haven't done any of the power supply missions or anything like that. But just being able to walk around the ship is pretty neat. I am very, very mad about one thing though, and that was not necessarily Odyssey content, but after Shin, after we beat the Thargoid invasion, Lori Jameson is nowhere to be found. We got all of the supplies she asked for at her base, but I guess until we clear the post-Thargoid recovery state, the engineer's workshop isn't available. And that by itself is frustrating enough. But I had finally decided I was going to unlock her and finally start working on my lightweight life support for my explorers, right? With the Mandalay coming out. And so I haul my ass all the way over there to get some Conga ale, have to move a fuel scoop over and all kinds of stuff. And prepare myself for a lot of trips back and forth. And then sure enough, I get there and I land and it's unavailable. What the hell, man? So I'm like, okay, maybe once we get all these supplies in, it'll be fine, right? It wasn't. Still locked. And I'm like, well, maybe if it's once a tick kind of thing. I'll log out and go play FF14 for a day. I'll wait for the next tick. Nope, that wasn't it either. So yeah, I'm guessing it's just once we clear post-Thargoid recovery, which is incredibly dumb for a system with an engineer in it. I understand they want to stick with their story stuff, but come on, guys. We got things we got to do. There are not going to be nearly as many people trying to rebuild that system. Because Jameson Memorial's fine. It's fully back up. If you want to go to the shipyard or the outfitter, they've got their full selection like normal. And that's really all anyone cares about in Shinrada, right? Except for the damn engineer. So the fact that the engineer is tied to everything else and couldn't just be cleared out like Jameson Memorial was. It's just incredibly dumb. Oh, that's hot. So yeah, I'll do that eventually. But ever since they showed the Mandalay, I kind of figured, yeah, I would go ahead and start doing some of this stuff that I've been putting off and try and get some of this stuff unlocked. I didn't even realize that, I didn't realize there were engineers in the bubble that could do lightweight engineering. I thought that was only Etienne Dorn way out in Colonia. So I mean, I've been prepping for that too. I've been trying to keep some occupied escape pods and stuff whenever I do my goof troop AFK farming, right? But I don't think I'm necessarily going to need a grade 5. It'll get me a couple extra light years, but I would like to at least get a few ticks into it, right? And I think Laurie Jameson can handle up to grade 4, which should be more than enough. Oh, really good. Really good, but it's also really hot. I think maybe I did leave it in just a bit too long. It's steaming. Yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens with the Mandalay. I like the internals a lot. I was really worried about the fuel scoop, but it seems like, yeah, it really will be probably the best Explorer out there. But it's really funny to see everyone immediately try using it for other things and start doing the math for it. I am curious how it's going to go for some of that stuff. But for me personally, hey, Lix, we'll be getting back to some CZs in a little bit. But I'm trying to eat and talk at the same time. It's not going well. But yeah, you know, I am curious. I really like the look of it. I like the design. I am very curious what the fourth one is going to be. You know, I've heard passenger ship, possibly another multi-role. Who really knows? I wouldn't mind another Saudkruger. I do like them, but I'm still holding out hope for a medium Gudamaya. I think just about everyone on Reddit and the forums has been holding out for a medium Gudamaya ever since they announced new ships. They're just so good looking. They're just so sleek. In fact, I need to buy another cutter and outfit that for exploration too. You know, half the reason I do like the big ships like that is for screenshots, and yeah, it's pretty hard to beat. It's really hard to beat the cutter when it comes to just nice looking ships. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. We got 3 weeks, and they'll be announcing whatever that new feature is on October 30th. So like a week after Power Play comes out. And then, yeah, we'll have an idea of what's going on for the end of the year. Hopefully, they announce what that fourth ship is going to be. I know they were super... A lot of people were like, kind of laughing like, hey, there's no way that they're going to get 4 new ships out by the end of the year. Which, to be fair, I think they originally said end of summer. So yeah, they definitely flew by that. But, honestly, they've been pretty consistent with the timing of their new ships. Like, they must have had this in the works for a pretty good while. It's pretty much every 2 months on the dot, right? Like, just enough time for whatever the last new ship was to go into the Odyssey regular buying, where you can just buy it for credits, right? Yeah, you know, by the end of December, sounds like it would be about right for whatever the fourth ship would be. Sorry, I don't usually try eating on stream, but I'm so hungry, man. You know what? This means we'll be able to stream longer. That's what it comes down to. The number one reason I end up ending streams after like 2 hours because I get hungry. Take that. Like I said, it's just gonna be a chill night tonight. Get a little bit of this work done, and then reflect on Hame's farewell, and yeah, just have some fun out here in space. I mean, we can always, if we want, feel like I've done a little bit of work already today. And maybe take this thing over somewhere else in the bubble and get a little bit more work done. Maybe take it out into the black a little bit. All right. Where am I? Can I do this with cheesy hands? I don't know. Will say it is weird, but like they added these new ships, but none of the NPCs have them. But like these CZs, like they're so easy now. Like, no one can compete with a Python Mark II, right? Like, yeah, it would be kind of nice to see one of those docking, you know, since I mostly play in solo anyways. I'm not with another, like specifically in Discord trying to hook up with another wing. But yeah, it's kind of rare. Actually, what is my status with them? All right. We're still cordial. I don't need to worry too much about the rep yet. Another couple of these and we'll see. There we go. But yeah, I think for this war, just a few every now and then. You know, just log in every couple of hours, do a couple. Should be more than enough. We got like one guy or something like that that's trying to hold out. I am curious what that new power is going to be too. I think they gave like a few details about her or something like that. I can't remember if it was a new alliance or not. I don't think it was Fed. It definitely wasn't Imperial. I think it was a new alliance power that that was going to be introduced. But I also wonder if that means they're going to be introducing some new player-made factions and stuff. You know, there's a lot of squadrons that didn't have a chance to get their own PMF earlier. Yeah, the first go around, the dangerous games or whatever it was. Yeah, it'd be nice to have some of the squadrons that have come up since then, or maybe a little bit newer and have grown. You know, give them something to fight for. Wow, there's so many cheesy chips. Yeah, well, we're gonna slow boat it. There's no way I can do this, as I just want to really screw up my mouse. I'm not gonna be that guy. Rito dust and stuff all over now. Granted, I don't know when the last time I cleaned my keyboard was, so that's kind of a scary thought. But generally, I try keeping nice care of it anyways. I don't really eat around my peripherals. Usually just like in my lap, or like I've got an L-shaped desk, so I can just like turn around. All right. Almost there, don't worry. Oh, we're almost done. And we get back to fighting. It's so good. I don't think I've had this one in like close to a year. I said, I don't know what happened. Hungry Man, if you were listening, please continue to make the chicken and cheesy fries. Oh. There we go. We ready to go these Pakazuans or whatever? Okay, so a big reason I like them is that they're filling. Most TV dinners, they're just not really filling. You get like the healthy choice ones and stuff, and they taste good. Taste fine for being, you know, frozen dinner, but they're just not a lot to them. And it's not like I'm a big guy. I'm walking slender man. But that's probably part of the problem, is like I only eat a couple of times a day, so I gotta pack in those calories where I can. And yeah, just most TV dinners don't, but Hungry Man's, yeah, that's where it's at. Okay. They haven't been super annoying tonight. That's nice. Usually, oh, there it goes. There it goes. I knew it was going to happen some point. Like, the past couple times I've been in, I haven't really had too many that have had, like, chaff launchers and stuff. Like, you always get that one Viper that just wants to joust the entire time. I don't know how they program the NPC fighters. But yeah, there's very much, like, a huge emphasis on jousting. They're like, buddy, you're like competent rank. I don't think I'm worried. You know, just let me pop you up a couple times, right? Oh. Okay, back to it. Knee really ran out there. Ooh. I like T10s because they're worth a lot. Oh. Or T9s. Really expert, eh. I will say it is taking me much longer to get to elite than I thought. I still got another rank above this. I'm like, oh, 30% of the way through dangerous right now. I'm just really not looking forward to it. I kind of do want to just take the goof troop out and just AFK in a high res site for a little bit. Just let it sit there for a couple of hours. I know that supposedly the Thargoids are the way to do it, but I feel like the ones that that we were handling in Shinrata, they weren't really doing a whole lot either. I managed to get like a couple of a few Hydras down. I'm just hanging out with the others in open, so I don't know what the deal was. Yeah, see, what did I say? Always a vulture or a viper. Little small ships. That's one of the nice things about the P2. They don't really have to deal with this as much, because it's very hard, if I'm actually paying attention, to just sit there trying to joust me, right? It's like, however fast these guys are going, well, I could probably catch up to them. Right. The only downside with my build is I'm all flax right now, so it's it gets a little trickier, a little spicier. I got to get in that like 700 meter range. Yeah, this should be worth some buckaroos. All right, mirror match. Let's go. Speaking of mirror matches, I have been trying to peck away at Deadlock a little bit. I like Deadlock. It's not something that I can really sit there and play for several hours at a time, just by virtue of being a sweaty MOBA. But, you know, those 1 or 2 matches, I do have a really good time with it. So, yeah, we might play that a little bit this week too. Try and catch up. I guess they introduced a new character since the last time I played. Yeah, I need to get in and practice some new characters, I think, more than anything. I'm still just kind of sticking with that with the heavy, right? The girl that I was playing last time, the mechanic lady. Can't remember her name. Right, did he... Is that what's happening, is that they have short-range fighters in their hangars? Like, do they have SLFs in some of these NPCs? They keep getting attacked by these small little guys every time I fight like this or a python. I'm guessing it's got to be like an SLF. It's the only thing that makes sense. There we go. Where was it? There was another bed around here somewhere. Which one are you? Probably that one. Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Ooh, and it's deadly. They take a little bit longer to kill, but they're worth a little bit more. And yeah, I am trying to pay a little bit more attention. See, like, what rank people are and go for the higher ones. Try and rank up. Not going well. like many things that I do. It's not... It's not going great. But, you know, at least I can say I'm trying, right? Okay, come on. If I can take out... Yeah, probably not with MCs. My flak cannon does take it out on my P2. Nice. Code. Hope it doesn't try surging away, right? Weird that it's not even like attempting to attack me. I wonder if I did take out something. There we go. That's more like it. Take out those thrusters. Yeah. Very nice. What's going on here? There we go. Like, yeah, the easiest way to do it would be to find like a death ball, right? Find one of my teammates that's being attacked and then help them out. And we go to the next guy. But it's not, it's just a low, it's fine. I like it's gonna take all that much longer. What do we got here? A Cobra? And he's not even worth my time, he's only competent. Okay, come on. I wish I was competent in a lot of things. Where's the VTuber rank? Needs to be somewhere like below the beginner. Congratulations. This is where you are in life. Welcome to the VTuber rank. Is that gonna be enough to do it? I don't know. Yeah. That should do it. Hey, dangerous. And he's an eagle, which means he'll go down really fast. Look at that, just melted. Just destroyed. Right, and I want to try killing this guy before they yeet themselves away. He had the audacity to attack me. There we go. Boop. Oh, I'm gonna be able to do it. Probably not. Well, I tried. Got out too fast. Even for being a little eagle. Ah. Well, that only would have been like 60k. Alright, back to it. That's what, 3? I've been demoted to neutral. Alright. How am I neutral? Simple. Either love me nor hate me. Whoa, 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 whoa. And I gotta get a new FC pilot. This guy, not great. I mean, I guess they did put me like right next to the high if I wanted to do the high. It just takes so long, man. I can't do it. I can't do it. It's like 30 minutes of my life for very little gains. That's all right. Lows win wars. We've got progress. We're doing all right. We're having fun. Should I load up the P2? You guys want to see the P2? I mean, it's fine. It's fine. It honestly probably takes me a little bit longer to clear a low in the P2 just because it is so touchy trying to fly around and I have to get so close. But, you know, I guess it's... If you need the Michael Bay action here on Weston VT channel, you know, we can pop that in and have some fun with it. Either that or I can load up the goof troop, the old AFK T10, and just fly around the bubble. I am very happy with the engineering updates, by the way. I don't think I've mentioned that enough since the last time that I streamed it. But yeah, after my last round going around with exobiology, I don't know why I was just running into all of these planets that had brain trees, like so many brain trees. Yeah, it's been a very, very nice change. I'm still not a fan of the fact that I have to like downgrade a bunch of stuff. It means, you know, flying all over the place trying to find the material traders, but overall it hasn't been too bad. I will say that a lot of the engineering updates from what I have seen are very targeted though. So like if you go to the crash site or something like that, it's you know, very specific encrypted data. And that's not always necessarily the easiest thing to trade around. But overall, if you're just going up and down, it's not too bad. But yeah, I think the biggest change so far though has just been the fact that it is available from, ooh, nice. And see what I said about going for those Corvettes? Way to do it. But yeah, just the fact that they are available as mission rewards, man, that's so nice. Like, yeah, guys, like if you did not know, like Robigo runs are once again worth it. It's a lot of antimony and technium from Robigo runs, and I don't know if they adjusted it again or not. But I feel like the last time that I went out and did some, they were not having the spawning issue that they normally have. Like normally, like you do a couple rounds of it and then the missions don't respawn fast enough. But I really wasn't having too many issues with it. Now, I only did it for a few runs at a time because it really does just throw materials at you if you choose that option. But just from my initial observations, like, yeah, it's very much worth it again. Now, like the antimony and all of that, it's not quite as much as some of the other missions give you. Like, I know some of these other missions for lower grade materials, like they give you like 20 or so now. Antimony and all that was like 5, which is still like, yeah, that's nice. 5 antimony and technium, like I'll take it. But yeah, it's definitely not as much as some of the other materials. And then just regular manufactured, like that's so easy. That's like not even an issue anymore. You just hit up one HGE site and you will probably have more materials than you can even hold. Last time I went out to get some like pharmaceutical isolators, just one HGE, I literally couldn't fit them all in my hold. I hit the cap. Like, nope, you're done. Thanks for the limpets. All right. I promise nothing with this. I've been out in the black so long that, yeah, I kind of forgot how to fly the really touchy ships. Just a little bit, you know, just a tiny little bit. So it might get, you might get a little whiplash. You might have issues. Be warned. All right, let's go. What am I fighting first? Am I fighting you first? No, I'm fighting you first. Ooh. Thankfully I got my pulses, so I can at least get started on it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. Yeah. Goodbye. Yeah, this thing is just so fun. Oh wow, did I blow up his power plant that quickly? I mean, I'm not gonna complain, but wow. Expected at least a little bit more of a fight. The other nice thing is you don't have to worry about chaff as much. Like, even though I'm using gimbaled, they're still flats, so they still really have no issue hitting everything. Go. Come on. You there, stop that. And it makes a good boot machine too. You can really get up in their faces. Wow, I've got like 3 things. These guys must be part of a wing. I mean, I'm not an open, but yeah, you can still get like wing guys out there. Fine. It's just annoying because he's got chaff, so it's taking a little bit longer. Yeah, I don't even have to use a heatsink with the way this thing is rigged up. I could use a shield cell booster without having to pop one. Really nice. So good. Are those guys gonna turn back on me? I got their leader. Come on. You wanna do it? You wanna do it? Ooh. Ah, there they are. There they are. How you doing? You miss me? Get over here. Yeah. I love my layout on this so far. I know a lot of people that do a lot of combat stuff are like, you need to worry about your pips and all that. Like, I don't think I ever really changed my pips at all. Unless I hit emergency for whatever reason. It's the way that it's laid out right now. It gets me through my days. I'm having some weird lag though. You guys seeing that? You're like teleporting around. Unlike last time, I'm not running ED Discovery or anything like that. I think that's been part of the problem the past few times I've streamed it. Yeah, this time it's just us. It's you guys in chat and these newbies in space. These poor expert flyers. Alright, come on. Another good run will do it. Oh. Come on. There you are. That does it. That's more like it. That should be it. Nice. Yeah, see, I honestly think it is taking a little bit longer though. Because I have to get so close. Alright, there we go. Like, I really want the pacifiers, but like I've got to get my Prismos first, right? Then obviously with PP 2.0 coming out, who knows what it's gonna be like. Aisling, like I'll probably stay pledged to Aisling, but you know, she's all, we love peace and harmony. So I imagine if everyone unlocks everything, the pacifiers will probably be like one of the last things for her. I think they have a little bit longer range, as far as I'm aware. One of the reasons people like them. There we go. That should do it. All right, what next? Oh. Vulture? Okay. Oh no. I have no shield. Fine, okay, now I'll put a pip into it. I'll put an extra pip in. I don't think it'll be a problem. My beams will probably be able to take out most of it. Worst comes to worst, we've got a couple of carriers around. I don't know what my life support on this one looks like, to be honest. We're so close. I could probably get it done before I run out of air. Probably. You know, there's only one way to find out. Onward we go. If he can even find me. Like the answer might be a big old no. Nice. Nice. There we go. Now we're rolling along. Yeah. Shield's almost up again. Come on. Well, at least they'll be up soon. Hey, that's how you do it. All right, that should be it. Nice to... Oh yeah, I forgot. That's one of the nice things about using the vet is that you're never mass locked by anything. But sometimes you forget about it in the old P2. 24? What are you guys rolling with out there? Oh wow. Whoops. Might have been too much. All right, there we go. Cool. Yeah, you know, I am excited about starting Shenmue here pretty soon. I don't know, I have a lot of good memories with the game. I tried playing it not too long ago with the re-releases on Steam, and I'll be honest, the controls feel a lot jankier than I remember. But yeah, it'll be a nice kind of retro game to play. We haven't really done too many retro games other than the Final Fantasy playthrough. Yeah, we haven't played a lot of the old school stuff. And yeah, I feel like I've just been kind of in a mood to do some of that stuff. And Shenmue's really good to just relax with and feel like you're just kind of living in 1980s in Japan. Yakuza's kind of like that too. I never did finish Yakuza. That's another option too. Right. Yeah, tomorrow will probably be FF8. Get a little bit more done in that. Try and burn through a little bit more. Yeah, I've gotten most of the week off, so I'm gonna try fitting in quite a few streams. And maybe, who knows, maybe even do another guitar stream. Who knows? All right, repair that glass. Hey, there we go. Look at that, it's magic. That being said, I know it's like a really late / early for a lot of people. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Like I said, I wanted to stream something. I was feeling kind of down after Ame's graduation, not graduation, and we just needed to do something to feel like I'm accomplishing something, right? But you know, we've got a lot going on. It's same as always, you know, thanks for sticking around even during the weird late hours. Like and subscribe. We're still trying to get to that 1,500 by the end of the year, and you know, grow at our own pace, grow as we can. But we'll be doing a little bit different stuff. I don't know how much Elite we'll be playing the rest of the week, but there's still a lot of other streams coming up that we're gonna have some fun with. So kind of just keep an eye out. That being said, get some rest. Good night, everybody, and bye-bye.